All right, today we're here with Jeremy Houston, Muleyphotos on Instagram, and he has quite a few just monster bucks, and he's going to tell us just a little bit about each buck. And so they're all on this wall right here. These are actually not all the bucks he's killed, but some of the bigger bucks, and I don't know, I think it's going to be cool, so we'll let him tell us a little bit about it.
This buck right here was a Utah buck, and this is kind of just a funny story. We were actually just driving back to camp from the morning hunt, and we were driving on just one of those well-popular roads that you have 9 million ATVs running on, and campers and everything, and I just seen him out feeding in a grove of quake and aspen trees. So I drove up the road about another 500 yards, got out and took my shoes off and snuck around and got the wind in my favor and come up behind him and got him within 50 yards or so, and he was just sitting there feeding, and it was actually quite quick. I just flung an arrow and actually pinwheeled him, went right through the heart, and he ran like 20 yards and tipped over right in front of me. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
No way, he was still just out.
And happened to see, I could see him about 150 yards off the road in a little group of trees. He was just up feeding. That was probably, it was a buck that, I didn't even know existed in this area.
Yeah.
When I seen him, I pulled out my glasses and I could see this cheater over here, and I thought, oh man, I better get out and try and get him. I was fortunate enough to have the arrow send it home. So that was quite a few years ago. I was just a young fella. I don't even think I was married.
Oh, really?
A long time ago. This buck here, he's a nice Utah buck. He was. This was quite a story, actually. This fellow was. Me and a buddy, Brian Kelly, were hunting, and we'd seen some good bucks in an area we like to hunt, and we got on some different bucks, and we had radios, and I'd seen a group of bucks go down in this draw, and so I had Brian go down in the bottom, and I went up on the top, and they went in and laid down in this area. So he was on one side of them, and I was on the other side of them, and so Brian decided he would try and push them kind of up the ridge to me, and if they smelled me, they'd go back to him or something or whatever. We just figured we'd try and tag team and see what happened, and as luck would have it, I was the one in the right spot as he come running up the hill, looking back down at Brian, and was able to shoot him. I think it was like 40 yards. He was quartered away from me right downhill, and I pinwheeled him too. He actually ran down, after I hit him, he ran down the ridge, and I told Brian, I hit him, watch the road, because they were going to probably run across the road that he was on. And he was watching the road, and he's like, yeah, all the deer came across but the big one. I'm like, well, I hit him pretty good. And he started walking up the trail, and he's like, yeah, here he is right here. He's dead in the door now. So I was excited.
That's so cool.
That's
a sweet buck, too.
Yeah, that was.
How wide was he?
Do
you remember it all?
If I remember right, he was dang near right at 30.
Really?
Yeah, but that was, I don't know, sometimes you can get a tape measure and you can measure like from here to here, here to here. So he was either 28 or 30, depending on how you measure. And I think, a lot of times they say you got to put them in a box or whatever. You stick them in a small measure.
Yeah.
But he was a nice, solid 180 class buck.
That's sweet.
That was awesome. It was fun. That was a real fun hunt, because we were on him for hours trying to make a game plan, and it worked out good. So I've always been cuckoo for velvet bucks. So anytime I see something that's got a nice set of velvet on it, I'm going for it. This big boy here is what dreams are made of right here.
Seriously.
This is your classic 200-inch typical, and this buck was killed in Utah. Actually, opening day of the archery hunt, we'd seen him scouting several different times, and knew the area well. We'd hunted the area since I was a kid, and there was a lot of other people that knew about this buck, and I decided the only way to kill him was to just stay put and let him come to you. It'd be the best chance. So I put a tree stand up several weeks before the opening day of the hunt, kind of on the north end of where we'd seen him to the farthest north in our scouting. He'd always run to the north, so I just thought there were going to be a lot of people in there, and I'll just set a tree stand and see what happens. And we had a whole big hunting party. I think there was 5 or 6 of us that we had a game plan set up, and we had maps of the area, and we knew where certain people were going to be and everything. And so I hopped up in my tree stand, and sure enough, about a half hour after light, I could hear 4-wheelers and trucks driving all around on the logging roads, and cows coming through and causing all sorts of noise and ruckus. And I was just sitting there thinking, I'm so stupid. I haven't even seen a deer. Why am I even in this tree stand? I should be out walking around or doing something. And as soon as I was about ready to think about getting out of the tree stand and just go still hunt somewhere, I seen a little 4-point coming through the trees, and so I got my binoculars and was looking at it, and then right behind it, this guy just comes.
My God!
And they were on a collision course right with me, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get a shot if I don't screw this up. And they come walking right to me, and I was sitting in the tree stand like this, and they were coming to my right. And being a novice tree stand hunter, I guess, I failed to stand up. I was frozen. I was still sitting down. And I didn't dare stand up because I was afraid he'd hear me or see me or something, but they were off to my right. And by the time I could even get my wits together about myself, I was going to miss the shot. So I ended up turning like this, and he was about 25 yards away, and I pulled back and was able to get the shot off. And when I pulled back, I hit the tree that I was leaning against, and he heard me, and he turned and looked up at me, and I fell out of the stand. I was shaking so bad. And I shot and went right through him. I hit him a little far back, and so, you know, I immediately got down and found my arrow, found some blood, and didn't track him very far, and got a hold of all my buddies and everything. Said, I hit the big one, I hit the big one. And so we got on his trail after an hour or so and started looking for him, and he didn't go about 150 yards or so, kind of went down a ridge and then died down in the bottom of a little ravine. And I remember when we walked up to him, I was like, holy cow, he's a lot bigger than we thought. And it was pretty exciting to have the whole crew there. He's just a big typical. He's got good mass and good length. And actually, an interesting thing is, right after I killed him and brought him home, a good buddy came to me and said, I'm pretty sure I got the sheds off of that buck. And sure enough, Wade Orton had found the sheds the previous fall in an area about 30 miles south of where I harvested him.
Oh wow!
So, and he got a little bit bigger, but he had, you know, I mean, this is a set of 195 sheds right here that are just big.
You said when you killed him that he was the number 2 in the state?
I think he was, at the time, it's kind of weird how they do the velvet category in score, and he was ranked number 2 in the velvet category, and I think he was number 4 all time in the state for archery typical. Since then, there's been numerous typicals killed that have been bigger. I think he's probably dropped down to 8 or 9.
so crazy.
I still think he's probably top 10 in the state. I don't know. I haven't looked at any of the record books or scores lately, but.
Thanks for watching another episode of Muley Story Monday. He had so many big bucks that what we're gonna do is do a 2-part kind of story. So next week we're gonna finish up his wall, and trust me, you're not gonna want to miss it. He has a big, tall cheater buck that's just awesome, and then another buck that I believe is like 33 inches wide. So it's going to be really cool. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and we'll see you next Monday. Thanks again for watching.